All right, so Justin, we're going to talk a little bit about injuries here. And it's only week 3.
Week 3, you say?
Yeah, but let me just rattle off a quick list here.
Okay, let's hear it.
Christian McCaffrey,
Yep.
A.J. Brown,
Yep.
Kenny Walker, Evan Ingram, Puka Nacua,
Yep.
Cooper Kupp, David Njoku, Jordan Addison, Jordan Love, Deebo Samuel, Isaiah Pacheco,
Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon. I can say a pretty lengthy list here. I've definitely missed some guys here.
Yep,
but those are like the key fantasy players.
Can we talk about Tua?
Tua.
He's... Yeah,
I feel bad.
God.
I mean, do we... No, I was going to say, do we count Bryce Young's benching an injury?
No,
Injury
he
to
just
his
sucks.
pride, maybe? An injury to his pride?
Yeah, injury to his pride.
Yeah,
he's bad.
That's down the toilet, poor guy. Okay, so I feel like every year we talk about how it's only week 4, week 3, and we have all these injuries. Does it feel like this season the injuries are like insane?
Yeah, and it's all the key players.
Maybe that's why, because let's be real, football, physical game.
Very.
You know, people are getting injured left and right. There's injuries that we don't even know about that happen. But yeah, these key fantasy players are getting injured. And what can we do to cope with this, Justin? I mean, do you have any tips to give out to the people? Obviously, stay updated on injury news. You can follow us at FF Insiders 2548. We sometimes tweet things over there.
Right.
I would just say being active on X and kind of following some Twitter doctors here and there. But
yeah, I mean, I would say like probably one of the biggest tips is going back to your week one tips, and it's, you know, have a backup for your backup. And it's...
So let's talk about handcuffing.
Handcuffs, huge.
Okay, so you were on board with... Would you recommend... I mean, obviously now it's like, yeah, if you have a Christian McCaffrey and you have Jordan Mason, you're fine. You're chilling.
Right.
You have a clogged bench spot, but you're okay.
Yeah.
Because Jordan Mason is delivering.
Right.
I wish we could like rewind time and like handcuff in the draft. Sometimes people snipe you and want to take that handcuff just to like block you.
So you just got to block them with their handcuff. It's
right, exactly. So maybe trade with league mates, you know, if you're in redrafts.
Like handcuff for handcuff.
Yeah, handcuff for handcuff. Find the Jordan, I mean, I feel like the Jordan Mason door is shut.
Yeah, no one's getting him.
Yeah, let's talk about someone else here. I mean, well, both Rams wide receivers, I mean, those are toast. But I mean, like Joe Mixon, he might play this week, but has a Dameon Pierce in the backfield. So I don't know. You can work some things out with league mates.
Isaiah Pacheco. Again, here's that Kansas City offense. No one knows what they're doing. No one knows who's next in line. You know, they say
they're bringing in Kareem Hunt now. That's breaking news, by the way.
They're bringing in Kareem Hunt, but then they say that Steely's going to step into a RB1 role. And then you have Samaje Perine.
Yeah.
You know? Which one do you go get? You know, that's just the hard thing about the Chiefs.
Yeah. But handcuffing is, especially in larger leagues, I feel like is more beneficial because then you just know you have that backfield locked up.
Right, and that's a great feeling.
And if you don't have the handcuffs, you got to be proactive on the waiver wire. You know, you got to be... If it's Sunday morning and you have an empty bench spot or you have someone that you really don't see yourself starting, drop that person, scroll down and look at like if Braylon Allen was available in week 2 on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And I mean, his projected points is probably like 2 points. Pick him up because if Breece Hall gets injured, Braylon Allen's value to the moon.
Right. And even this past week, Breece didn't get hurt. He was still a full-time participant.
Yeah.
But Braylon Allen had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. It's always the rookies.
Yeah.
I feel like this is an every year thing where you're scrolling down and you're like, I'm going to take a shot on Adonai Mitchell. Obviously, he didn't do much.
No.
But like, it's an example of like you're taking shots on these rookies that could have massive games.
Yeah, and you can't even be mad at the shot you're taking either because you're trying to replace someone on your team who has been injured. So you have to fill that role regardless of what you do.
Right. Exactly.
You know? So like I had in my work league, Kenny Walker, last week. Unfortunately, he didn't play. He got hurt. So I had to, replace him with Ty Chandler. However, Aaron Jones is the full-time starter. I still knew that Ty Chandler was a
Worth a pickup.
a good, involved in this offense enough. And, he did solid for me. He got me 8 points.
Okay, dang.
Nice. It's fine. Like, I'm happy
more than I
with
thought
that.
he got. Okay. Yeah, and I mean, grabbing backups to other teams like it's an example like what you just said. Like that can, I mean, if the Aaron Jones ever just goes down, you have a starting running back.
Right.
So I guess it's grabbing backups and grabbing depth pieces to try to not be in injury purgatory because it's not fun. It sucks.
No.
And wide receivers are a little bit different, I feel.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Rams wide receiver core, they're all banged up. Like Tyler, or is it Robinson?
Tyler Robinson.
And then there's that Whittington and whatever.
And then Tutu Atwell.
I mean, these are more dart throws. I feel like handcuffing is just, it doesn't work with wide receivers.
No.
You can take flyers and take shots,
Yeah.
but handcuffing mainly goes with the running back strategy.
Or tight ends. Running backs or tight ends.
Yeah. I got a question for you, though.
Yep.
What is your take on trading away or trading for injured players? So say Christian McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
He's on IR. He's expected to miss probably 6 games.
Yep. Right.
Say you're 2-0 and you have some depth. Are you actively trying to trade for this injured player knowing that he's not going to play for 6 weeks?
If I'm 2-0, probably not.
Okay.
Just because of probably the capital I'd have to give up to get Christian McCaffrey.
Okay. What if the owner of Christian McCaffrey comes to you and you're like, hey, I'm 0-2. I need someone to plug in because I need a win. You know what I mean? So he's like, here, take Christian McCaffrey. You're 2-0.
Then I probably would. I would probably give him, probably not my star players, but I'd give him
something to plug in.
Two
Two
pieces to give him, because I know last year in our work league, like our GM traded with our other boss for Justin Jefferson, who he didn't play for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But
it's just a thought, trading for injured stars sometimes can work out. Like AJ Brown is expected to miss last week, and now he's going to miss another week. I mean, that's a first round pick for fantasy drafts, likely. Find owners that are kind of in panic mode, that are panicking, and they're like, I don't know what to do. You know, this could be. I mean, you could try selling them on the conversation of, he's going to be out. I mean, longer than expected. I mean, work some negotiation magic here, and I think knowing the severity of the injury, you can go out and target these star players for cheap. Deebo Samuel's another one.
Right.
Where it's like, he's going to be out a few weeks, but maybe the Deebo owner.
Yeah, same with Pacheco. Like, he's going to be out minimum 4 weeks. And CMC, like that injury,
that's a little
could
different.
go on a lot longer than expected. Like, he's going to miss the next 4 games regardless. However, he has Achilles tendonitis.
Yeah.
You could tear that so fast if you play on that before you even fully recover for that. So my guess, CMC, he's going to miss 6 weeks.
I think the CMC owner is, I drafted CMC first overall. I'm going to ride with him.
Yep.
It's such a weird situation, and it sucks, unfortunately, that this is like the best fantasy running back, and here we are. This is what you fear when drafting Christian McCaffrey first overall.
And like everyone knew he was hurt going into your drafts.
Yeah.
So if you had that in your mind, you're like, okay, well, he's hurt. Is he going to play or not? You have the opportunity to at least draft Jordan Mason as your handcuff during your draft,
Yeah. Yeah, and if your league has an IR spot, utilize that and do some IR stashes, like scroll down and see who's maybe not playing, or if there's someone that panicked and dropped them, pick them up, stash them. I mean, I always try to have that IR spot filled because it's just someone, I mean, It's just a thought.
Right.
And then the last thing I might mention is just keep calm. Don't panic.
It's week 2.
It is.
Week 3 now.
Week 3, but I know there's a lot of injuries. There's a big list I rattled off. But let's just say this. It's a big list, right?
Yeah, very.
It's a big list. You're not the only person that has injured players.
Right.
You're not alone here. Look across the league.
It almost seems like every team that you're going to face
At least-
has someone injured.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
I mean, it is football. But I did see something on X, and I actually retweeted it. It was a guy's roster.
I saw that.
Every single person, because he went back to week 1 where
Yep.
like that was his starting lineup, and it's week 3 now. And Tua was his quarterback, and everyone was injured except his defense. And the defense obviously can't get injured.
Right.
But it was unbelievable. I mean, I don't think it was photoshopped either, because I kind of went through the ADP, and like this is a legit team
Right.
that someone drafted in a 10-man league. And
That's rough.
would you quit fantasy football?
I mean, what do? You just got to leave your lineup as is and just keep taking L's for 4 or 5 weeks.
That's rough, man.
That's rough.
That's rough. But just remember, keep calm, don't panic, try to be proactive on the waiver wire, and they'll get healthy sooner or later.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.